There is no record of Indian patriarchs or Bodhidharma, the first patriarch of Zen, and the lineage that followed in Indian Buddhism. And there is very little record of Bodhidharma and the first few Chinese patriarchs of Zen, known as Chan in China, and we know it by its Japanese name, Zen. Bodhidharma is portrayed in Chinese and Japanese art as a bushy-bearded, hoop earring-wearing, dark-skinned foreigner from a far-off land, the mysterious West, where Buddhism comes from. Bodhidharma's legend is well known, but there is very little information outside of the legend. Today, the story of Bodhidharma is considered a device that links the Buddha to Huineng, Mazu, and Linji. But it isn't even Chan by name in China until several of these patriarchs have already followed. There is only a single text, which scholars consider to be an authentic record of Bodhidharma's teaching, the Treatise on the Two Entrances and Four Practices. In the Transmission of the Lamp, the first of the great Song Dynasty koan records, the 27th Indian patriarch, Prajnatara, goes to a southern Indian king. Early Buddhism in India is northern Pali-speaking Buddhism, along with the Jains of northern India, but in latter Buddhism, in fact, it definitely spread in Sri Lanka. Prajnatara goes to the king's three sons. He holds up a priceless diamond, and he says, so is there anything that surpasses this priceless, precious material object in clarity? He says, is there anything that's clearer than this? The first two sons say nothing surpasses it, and that only Prajnatara is worthy of it. Bodhitara, soon Bodhidharma, the youngest son, says the diamond has worldly light, but the light of the mind is supreme, that the diamond cannot be a diamond or a priceless treasure without the mind. Wittgenstein says a train station on Mars is utterly meaningless if no one's there. Well, without the mind staring at the diamond in the circuit of the subjective and the object altogether, that diamond isn't worth a single thing. And that Prajnatara has the way to reveal the true treasure, just as he holds up the diamond. Prajnatara, he asks kid Bodhidharma, what is the tallest of things? Bodhidharma says the self, the ego, or our own understanding of ourselves. Again, we can understand ego and self in interesting ways. So the highest of things is the self. Prajnatara says, what is the greatest of all things? And Bodhidharma says Buddha nature, which is in many ways equivalent to the mind. And the way I often like to say this is, the tallest thing is the self. The widest thing is the mind. You don't get over the height of pride, but you do get around it, which is different from what the Buddha says. The Buddha says extinguish pride and greed and hate. So what that actually suggests here is, no, you always keep kind of yourself around. It's a useful thing, whatever, but you can always see wider around it. It doesn't say and then it falls. He says period. That's it. Snap. You're proud. You're as tall as anybody. Prajnatara realizes that Prince Bodhitara is his Dharma heir, the one who will continue the silent teaching. And so he renames him Bodhidharma, short commute, makes him a monk, and tells him to go to China. Bodhidharma crossed into southern China and went straight to the palace of Emperor Wu, a great patron of Buddhist scholastic and devotional schools such as the Tiantai. The emperor says to Bodhidharma, he says, I have built many temples, copied many books, and supported many monasteries of monks and nuns. What merit have I gained? And Bodhidharma replies, none whatsoever. These things are shadows. Real merit is wisdom. The emperor, taken aback, even though he's in the chair, asks, what is the principle of the sacred Dharma? Bodhidharma replies, everything is empty. Nothing is holy. The emperor, enraged, asked, who is this who stands before me? Bodhidharma replies, I don't know, turns and leaves. So Bodhidharma is said to have practiced wall sitting in a cave and staring at a wall while meditating, long after the legend developed that Bodhidharma lived and taught in the Shaolin Monastery, where he started Gong Fu, also known as Kung Fu, also known as Shaolin boxing.